little dangerous because Felix has a tendency to drop that left hand, and he's still wide open for the right hand. Almost dropped to the canvas was Trinidad in the third round. This is round 7. Bob Sheridan here in the Don King Network. Glad that you can be watching around the world, Europe, Caribbean, all over South America, out in Australia, New Zealand. We're glad that you're with us and hope that you're enjoying it. Felix Trinidad, the IBF welterweight champion of the world, has got his hands full with a rough, tough customer from Bogalusa, Louisiana, named Anthony Stevens in the black trunks. Trinidad in the last couple of rounds, in my opinion, has turned things around back in his favor, but the fight is still very, very close and still up for grabs. We'll have the official scoring for you momentarily as the people from the American networks are relaying it over from the judges' scorecards. And these are the actual scores of the judges that are scoring the fight. So for the first time on television, you know exactly what's on the official scorecard. It'll be no surprise at the end of the fight. Before, you had to depend on an announcer to kind of score along, and it's really only an indication of the way he sees it. And, although I agree with 2 judges, and there's a 3rd judge that kind of likes Stevens too. I think Trinidad's out in front in the fight by a couple of points on 2 of the scorecards anyway, and certainly on mine. I agree with those 2. Midway through round number 7. As we take a look now at the scorecards, as you watch round 7, the 2 fighters working for you. Robert Ballo, the judge, has it 58-56 in favor of Trinidad. Gary Merritt has it 58-56 in favor of Trinidad. And now Clark San Martino has it dead even, 57-57. So Trinidad's back in command, but not by a lot. And Trinidad's winning this round, in my opinion, too. He's controlling the defense of the fight. He's controlling the offense of the fight. He's landing more heavier blows. He's fresher. Anthony Stevens is working extremely hard, but he's taking a lot of punishment now from Felix Trinidad. Trinidad got himself in a bit of trouble in the 3rd round when he got clipped by a right hand. Trinidad doesn't want to get tightened up too much either. You see Stevens come in, hug him, and then looking to throw the big right hand, and instead he goes with the left, and he catches him with a pretty good left hook. But again, Trinidad bangs that body. This is the 7th round, as you see, coming up to the closing seconds of the 7th round. And now inside of 10 seconds to go. Nice uppercut landed by Anthony Stevens. But I think Trinidad did too much in the 7th round and probably won that. For that 10-9 again.
Boom, boom. Paso a los lados, ¿está bien?
His father just got out in front of him and showed him exactly what he has to do. And he said, that's all you have to do is stop me in. That's it. Just do that. Okay. If you can do it, Felix, do it. It's a lot easier shadow boxing in your face than it is with Anthony Stevens in your face. Here we go. Round 8. Bob Sheridan here in the Don King Network, coming to you from the Broward County Convention Center in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Beautiful facility down here. And a nice fight underway here for the IBF Welterweight Championship of the World. 2 guys with a lot of ability, giving each other a good testing out here, I'll tell you. This is the 8th, scheduled for 12. And again, remember, for the IBF, Bobby Lee decided there's not going to be any more ties. There'll be an extra round, and judges can't score it even if it's all tied up at the end of 12. So somebody's going to win this fight tonight. You see the body assault by Trinidad. He's gone to the body more and more the past couple of rounds, and it's really taking some wind out of the sails. What a shot that was, right on the belt buckle area, but right in the area of the liver. Those shots really, really hurt. And it's really taking its toll. That one a little bit low again, but they're right in the area of the liver. And Trinidad is cute. He doesn't throw that unless he knows the referee is on his far side. And it's impossible for the corners, the referee, to see exactly where that is. Watch him. He won't throw it when the referee's on the right side of it. Now watch it. You won't see that body shot there. He comes upstairs with it. Now the referee's to his far side. He'll throw it. Very slick fighter is Felix Trinidad. In fact, watching him work through the 8th round here, he is impressing me a lot more with this real tough fight than some of the easier knockouts he had over Maurice Blocker and his most recent outing against Luis Garcia. We didn't really get to see what a fine boxer that Felix Trinidad really is. And he's showing it here. He's really beginning to outclass Stevens, who looks very, very strong. He's certainly game. He's got a great heart, but it beginning to just show the tremendous talent that the young 20-year-old Felix Trinidad possesses. You see, Stevens is just doing everything he can possibly do to get this guy, and he just can't seem to get him. Now the official scoring now by Ballo, Robert Ballo, has it 67-66 Trinidad. The other judge, Gary Merritt, has it 68-65 Trinidad, and Clark Sammartino has it 67-66. And on my card, I have it 68-65 with Trinidad. I was convinced about 4 rounds ago that Trinidad was starting to take command of the fight. One of the judges had it 2 points at that time in favor of Stevens, so it's taken a while. Again, this is round 8, coming up to 25 seconds remaining in the 8th round. Very clean fight, a good fight, some questionable blows in terms of the corner of Anthony Stevens. I think Trinidad has hit him right on the belt area, a little bit below it, but so far there's been no warnings for low blows in the fight. Both guys working extremely hard, and what a nice job to the body Felix Trinidad is doing to Anthony Stevens. He really has shown me that he can be a good body puncher as well as a headhunter. The bell ends round number 8, and a good round 8 again for Felix Trinidad.
No problem, okay?
Anthony Stevens.
You hit him in his fucking mouth hard as you can. You understand? It's fine. He ain't got no problem. Only problem is that you hit the nuts by this guy. That's the problem he's got. Over and over and over. But you know what? You're a hard grease. Man, that's a grease ball. Look at me. You want it? I want it. You got to take it. Take it. You understand me? Take it. Use your jab. You're not working nothing to the body on. All right, give him some room. Give me his mouthpiece.
Watch Stevens trying to pick up the tempo here, but he walks into a tremendous body shot. He fights back, but nothing lands. It was the body shot, that light, what looked like a light body shot was a punishing body shot by Felix Trinidad. And it's to the body that he's taking this fight away from Anthony Stevens. The corner of Stevens, namely Les Bonanno, who was his manager and trainer, and Jimbo Stevenson, think that they a lot of low blows. And now here's Stevens saying, keep your punches up, so Connors says to Stevens. So here we go, no points taken away. And the fight is close, so you really don't want to lose any points with low blows here. I did hear in the corner that they said, hey, if he's going to bang you low, go out there and bang him low. It wasn't real clear, but that's what it sounded like to me in the corner. And that's what they wanted to do, to intimidate Felix Trinidad. That's what they did. And Stevens executed what his corner told him, which you have to admire him for that. But see, the shots that Trinidad is landing to the body are vicious body punches, and they're right on the borderline. They're right in that area of the liver. They're dangerous shots to the body. And I think it's more the fact that corners of fighters have a tendency to fall in love with that fighter in terms of watching the ability. Now Connors is telling him, keep your shots up. And when they see a shot that's on the borderline of being low, and they call that a low blow. And that happens in every corner. I hope it doesn't turn into a dirty fight, because I think it's been a clean fight to this point. Both guys have really shown that they have tremendous ability, that they're in great condition, that they're really good professional fighters, and keep it nice and clean because they're in magnificent shape, and let this thing develop and unfold for the last couple of rounds here through the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and see who the winner is going to be. I still think that Trinidad turned the thing around back in the 4th round after being staggered in the 3rd. And some very close rounds in the 4th and 5th, but officially, Judge Ballo has it 77-75, 2 points in favor of Trinidad. Judge Gary Merritt has it 78-74. This is after 8 rounds in favor of Trinidad. And Clark Sammartino has it 77-75. So Trinidad is beginning to look like he's going to win this thing. And he wins another round or so, and it's going to take a knockout for Anthony Stevens to win the fight. You see the time remaining in round number 9, inside of 25 seconds to go. Nice right hand landed that time by Anthony Stevens. Another right hand and left hook spun the head too. Right hand got through. Trinidad doesn't want to get careless, but this is what Stevens has to do. He's got to stay right on top of Trinidad. Trinidad gets that jab going again. I remember what I said, when he throws the right hand, he dips that left shoulder and he's open for the right hand. And finally, Stevens is going for it. Comes with the uppercut that's short. Well, there's a round for Stevens. In the corner of Trinidad, let's listen.
Okay.
That's Felix Trinidad Sr. working on him.
Sí, estoy bien.
Está bien, perfecto. Con la mano alta, no te me descuides, ¿está bien?
All right, here's Anthony Stevens. Watch this. He comes inside with the head. Now watch him. He just walks him around behind him. No exchange there. Let's see what happens here later on in the round. A nice straight right hand landed by Stevens, and right after that he nails him again with a left hook to the jaw. That angle isn't the best angle. I'd like to see that from a different angle, but that was enough as far as I'm concerned to have Stevens win that round. All right, this is the 10th round. This is not the final round. It's going 12. All right, again, Felix Trinidad in the red trunks, Anthony Stevens in the black trunks, and we've got a tough fight here. If Stevens can turn this around, it'll really tighten things up. If Stevens can win this 10th round. Unofficially, I've got a comfortable lead for Trinidad, but officially it's not a comfortable lead. And I haven't seen the scoring for the 9th round by the official judges. We'll have it in a little while for you, but there's a lot of boxing left to be done through the rest of the 10th round here, and 11 and 12. This fight still could be taken by either competitor. A lot of strategy in this fight. Trinidad has to look out from being hit by that big right hand of Anthony Stevens. He's landing body shots, very successful body shots. There have been complaints from the corner of low blows landed by Trinidad. Stevens was told to go out back in the 8th round and bang Trinidad low to get him honest again and get the punches up. We take a look at the scorecard now. We see it 87-84, 88-83, and 87-84, all in favor of Felix Trinidad. And I have it 87-84 as well, to just add a little more credence to that. And that's what's given Stevens the last round. Oh, look at this. This is real good boxing. These guys are really going at it here. Forget there's a cut above that right eye of Stevens, and Trinidad knows it. He'd like to pound away at it again. You see the puffiness beside that right eye there? There's a little slit open, a long looping right hand, but the power isn't there that Stevens had back in the 3rd round when he dropped Trinidad. Trinidad has more power right now. And they're just throwing caution to the wind. Stevens' legs are rubbery. Just missing the shots as Trinidad has the body shot again, and Stevens looks like he's out on his feet a little bit here. As Trinidad moves in, Stevens is ready to go. He tries to fight back gamely. His legs are gone and he's exhausted. These guys have had a grueling pace, and Stevens is in some trouble up against the ropes. He better hang on. 10 seconds to go in the round. Trinidad really pounding him here in the closing seconds of the 10th round. And finally slumps to the canvas. Counts up to 3 and 4 and 5. He must get up. That's up to 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. It's all over. He's counted out. It's a knockout win. It'll be scored as a knockout in the 10th round. down and he lapsed and he couldn't get off the canvas. He was physically exhausted. A brilliant win for Felix Trinidad, a brilliant effort for Anthony Stevens.